let's talk about the monkey mind. I love the expression for how our mental state often dominates our day. Another expression that we used to use was the demented squirrel that's living in our head. It's just so lovely, this idea of, when you've ever seen a squirrel sitting up in the tree and chattering at you, tick, 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 tick. The tail's twitching, twitching, twitching. And it just looks like irritation. That's what our mind does. And so what it leads to, this kind of a mind, is that we find it hard to focus on things. And what that leads to then is that it's hard to stick with things under your own steam. It's hard to follow through with tasks. And then we kind of take that personally and take it as a judgment as how we're not good enough. And we need to be better. We need to be different. So is that something that you're familiar with? That at the end of the day, you've been busy the whole day, but you feel like you have jumped from task to task to task, and you haven't been able to focus, to bring good focus on one thing. Or you've just done a lot of things, but what you actually wanted to do hasn't gotten finished. Even, sometimes when listening to people, there is that voice that's coming in that's distracting us from being present and really hearing, really seeing the other person, really hearing what they're saying. That is the monkey mind. So just know, we all have that. It's not a personal failure. Once you become aware of it and it starts to bother you, that is a gift. Because then you have grown in self-awareness and you are beginning to be a seeker for a way to tame this mind that rules so many of us. So be grateful for the irritation. Be grateful for the awareness that you have this wild, demented mind, and that you know how often it rules your mind, your life, and how it derails your plans, or it can. And of course, there are things you can do to tame it. And the first one is that step that you've taken, that you're already aware of. You know you have it. You've seen it in yourself. And you begin to feel uncomfortable with it. So notice that if you want to notice that the strategies we use to get away from it are things like alcohol, eating, TV. Funnily enough, we tend to think that coffee makes us focus better. But it's actually the opposite. It makes the mind even more scattered, run even faster. But if you're used to coffee, then it's hard to see that at first. What's really powerful is meditation. It's a practice of awareness, of the mind, of the thinking. It's a practice of not attaching to every single thought that comes through and thinking you have to act on it. And it is a practice. But it really helps increase your focus. It really helps you disengage from the thoughts that make you go like, oh, now I have to do this, now I have to do that. I have to run. It does. the simplest meditation. Very, very simple. Sit comfortably and begin to pay attention to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Allowing yourself to pay attention to the sensation of the breath, how the air feels in the nostrils, coming down through the nose into the throat, expanding the chest and collapsing the chest. Bringing this felt awareness into the body, noticing the sensation of breath in the chest, noticing the sensation of the body, the abdomen, the arms, the hands, the legs, the feet, the head, the whole body. Noticing the thought that you don't have time for this right now. Allowing it to arrive, to be. Just watching. Taking another deep breath in. And breathing out. Noticing the cycle of breath. The 4 distinct pieces of it, parts of it. Breathing in. And then there is a pause. A moment without movement. And then the exhalation. And again, at the end, a pause. A moment of quietness, silence, before the body breathes in again. When you pay attention to this pause, you notice that you don't have to decide to breathe. Your body knows. There's nothing you have to do to breathe. It happens naturally, gently, in your own rhythm. And just see that if in that moment of pause at the end of a breath, if just by paying attention to that pause, it can be extended just a little without trying, just by noticing. Relaxed, aware, noticing. Once again, taking a deep breath in and breathing out. Bringing your awareness back into the body. back to this moment here. Meditation is at the same time so simple and so challenging, because the mind jumps in and says, I don't have time. We have to do this. We have to do that. This is important. That is important. By breaking up that wildness of the mind with awareness, just a few minutes, you allow a deeper wisdom to arise. If you then ask, what do I need to do now? And then your list reduces to just the next step. And you will be able to follow through. And that step will have an energy of relaxed focus and connection. And you will feel so much better. Try it. If you want to have help in establishing a meditation practice, in both of my longer programs, I offer that help. So do reach out and let's talk about it. Let's see if this would be a good fit for you.